we came to an interesting and necessary topic. First, we will understand that when we will get these types of nature toward the people. Here are some points given. 1. When we have the unwanted thoughts like anger and hating towards someone. 2. When we get hurt by someone, that may be the same person or a different person. 3. When we feel loneliness. 4. When we face partiality or inequality by someone. 5. When we feel the fear of something bad that may happen. 6. When we want to avoid, neglect, and get away from a relationship. 7. When we are immature or not willing to answer. First of all, I tell you one thing, that there is no sin until we are being under the law and commandments of God and thankful to the people. If we cross these two, meaning the law and thanksgiving toward the people, we will try to be silent or muted toward the people. That leads us to harming or killing the people indirectly by killing their value, hating and cursing them, having partiality toward them, hurting them, and so on. These will first kill the human spirit and their value. After that, it makes them feel unloved and lonely. So finally, they forcibly try to harm their own. My son, it is purely a potential murder. It is a sin. Thanklessness towards someone leads us to a dangerous sin, my children. Even that leads us to kill a person, either directly or indirectly. Because the people who love us so much may not withstand our hating, cursing, blaming, and thankless words, thoughts and deeds, our avoiding and neglecting. Finally, they may try to harm themselves, and the reason behind their death is us only. So my children, be careful about what you are thinking, talking, and acting toward the deserving persons. Commandments and the law of God is to love the people as we love ourselves. When we leave these, it means we are neglecting the act of loving the people. Any way or act that we follow against the law of God and commandments toward the people is a sin, my son. Any way or act that we walk against thanksgiving is a sin, my children. So, my dear children, remember these lines. Don't forget these two, law and thanksgiving. We should not have the act of partiality or familiarity towards the people. This comes into action when there is no truth in you. We have to love all the people with equality. We have to be thankful to every person. We may show grace upon one, but we have to follow the order of priority of God's law toward the people. That may be in respecting, spending time, honoring one, or choosing or appointing one for any purpose, etc. If we avoid, neglect, or forget this order of priority toward the people, we are criminals in God's sight. Because it leads to partiality, thanklessness, injustice, hurting, and hatred towards the people. He no longer has the truth in him and is away from salvation. So be careful, my children. Some only deserve the first priority. Some only deserve the second priority, and some only deserve the last priority based on their good acts toward us. It is the law that we give their place of first priority, second priority, or any deserved place throughout our behavior. Note that there are unseen and silent love or good things in humans. So we should not judge blindly that they are not deserving of that much priority to be loved or to receive good things from us. We should think and act according to the wisdom of God. So it is more important to collect samples, understand people's nature, their good things, surroundings and things, analyze, estimate, make decisions, and judge carefully and correctly. This is all about decision making and judging how much love, honor, good things, and priority they deserve from us. For the above things, the main store listings are the standard units of measurement and standard methods of measurement. These are not only based on outer character and physical behavior, seen things, but also include unseen love or good things, silent love or good things, the priority they have for us in their heart, and their behavior towards us. If we use different units or methods for one situation, people or things, and another variety of unit for another person, situation, or thing, by mistake or intentionally, it leads to partiality and thanklessness toward the people. It hurts them and makes them sad, even cry. Sometimes it leads to potential murder, directly or indirectly, intentionally or by mistake. Here, Standard units mean well-balanced or well-suitable units. Standard methods mean well-balanced or well-suitable methods. One question I want to ask you is how we have to love the people. Is it equally or within equality? The answer is within equality. This equality might not be the same as equally. Equality ensures the order of priority and thanksgiving toward the people, but equally will not always ensure that in most cases. Equality ensures the law and thanksgiving toward every person, but equally does not ensure that in most cases. Equality ensures the satisfaction and happiness of every deserved person and the rest of the people, but equally will not ensure the satisfaction and happiness of deserved persons. Because equally means that it gives equally to all the people. That means to the deserved people and undeserved people. It is okay in a few things, but it is wrong and a sin in most cases, where the deserved people are facing decay of their respect, honor, and love by you, where they are feeling unloved and lonely because of you, where they are cursed, blamed, hated, hurt, and crying because of you. And it is a big sin if it leads them to suicide because of your equality. You may think like this: is it possible? Can equally loving the people make us sinners this much? Yes, my children, it is possible. So be careful about how you are responding. Now my question is, how can I satisfy the people and love the people enough if I follow equality toward the people? My children, now I am telling some precious words. Just be calm and listen to me. We have to follow equality, and also we have to follow another thing, that is grace. First, we have to follow equality. Then we have to go for grace toward the people, wherever necessary. But these two must always satisfy the following conditions. The best deserving person or persons should not be lowered in receiving the respect, honor, and love from us. The best deserving person or persons should be facing the first priority in all the necessary things: love, respect, honor, wherever required. In the most necessary conditions only, the best deserving people may be taken or chosen as equal to the least deserving people, or vice versa. But these best deserving people should not be forgotten or neglected during the whole duration of the meeting, discussion, or celebration, rather than the next deserving people. The best deserving persons have to get the required gratitude, love, and honor from us. Here, best deserving people means not only the best deserved persons, but we have to consider every deserved person. These are the conditions that we have to follow to make God and the deserved persons happy. This is the way of responding in a good way. When we are following the above, mostly, they will not be hurt, will not feel unloved and alone. Otherwise, they will be hurt, cry, feel unloved and alone. In some cases, they harm themselves too because of you. They will not be able to respond or talk because of that pain. That is okay. It is not wrong, not a sin. But we have to think wisely. If they fear that any misunderstandings or hurtings may happen or any bad things may happen, they will not be willing to talk or respond with us. It is okay. We have to understand. If they are holding any anger and hatred upon us, they won't be intended to talk with us or respond to our calls, words, texts, and any other forms of communications. It is not correct at all, my son. It is against God's law. We may be angry in necessary situations, but should not hold that for a long time so that it leads to hate them, harm them, blame them, and curse them. We must forgive them at all times. Now let us consider a condition. If anyone in those two persons is not talking or responding in any way to the other person, it hurts them very much. It may lead them to cry, and it even may lead to suicide also, in serious conditions. First, we should not intend to be muted or not responding toward them so that it hurts them generally. We should not intend to avoid, neglect, or be muted toward them so that it hurts them generally. By mistake, unintentionally, we should not do that. But for the sake of having them be like a righteous man, to correct them with wisdom and love, we may avoid, neglect, and be muted toward them. But it is up to a limit of duration only. That limit is the limit up to which the other person may feel hurt, which makes them cry not more than 3 times. If you avoid them, neglect them, or be muted to them for a longer time, that makes them hurt, sad, and cry. If that cry is above 3 times, it leads to making suicide or making themselves harm in any way because of you. Because they love you much, so that they are not bearing that mute or silence from you. It is a potential murder, my children. Then you are a sinner. Because you are not taking your responsibility of loving them, being thankful, having the law and love toward them. So, be careful, my child. Now I will tell you an exclusive condition for which being mute, not responding, or remaining silent is a sin. For example, if the first person loves the second person more, but the second person does not understand this love, the good things and the dedication, and is not thankful through words, thoughts, and actions and all their behaviors, it is a sin. Because being thankless is a sin. If this leads them to harm themselves or even commit suicide, then that is a potential murder by you. You are a sinner, my son, because you are not loving them enough to give life to them, but you are indirectly supporting their death. So it is a sin, my son. This is in the case of deserved people. Now we will see the case of undeserved people. Although they may not have loved enough to receive love or anything, if they are asking you for love or anything, and you avoid them, neglect them, or remain mute toward them so that it hurts them and makes them cry more than 3 times, leading them to harm themselves or commit suicide, then that is a potential murder by you. You are a sinner, my son, because you are not loving them enough to give life to them, but you are indirectly supporting their death. So it is a sin, my son. So, from the above points, I am consolidating all the factors for which silence, being mute, not responding, avoiding or neglecting people is a sin. Any silence, muteness, not responding, avoiding or negligence toward people that causes a physical murder, either directly or indirectly, is a sin. And also, any silence, muteness, not responding, avoiding or negligence toward people that causes harm in any form or leads others to harm themselves, cry more than 3 times or commit suicide is also a sin. Laughing at others' pain or harm is also a sin, because it is against the law and love of God. So remember all these things, my dear children. Be careful about your silence, muteness, not responding, avoiding, or negligence toward people.